salute for your day. I'm sorry, guys, I'm late. Technical problems. I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. It's been a beautiful weekend. Rain, lots of rain in the United Kingdom, and we had a sunny day this morning. And it seems like the weather is changing. Colder, we're gonna get a similar, I'm not sure. That's what it looks like. So the topic today, let me see, guys. The topic today is things I wish I knew before falling in love. Before I fell in love, I thought love was mostly a feeling, something that happens to you. I believed chemistry meant destiny, attention meant intention, and that if I loved the heart enough, love would become safe. But love isn't proven by passion. Love is revealed by patterns. And if I could go back, I would tell my younger self to love less. And I would tell her to love wiser, to slow down and to watch character more than crazy, to ask better questions, build stronger boundaries, and listen to the quiet voice inside that always knows when something is off. So this message is for women who loves deeply, gives generously, and hope boldly, but is ready to stop bleeding in silence and start loving with clarity. Because love doesn't just need your heart. Love needs your discernment, love standards, your healing, and your wisdom. So let's talk about the things I wish I knew before love became a lesson to me. Love isn't the proof persistence is. So guys, I'm going to share, let me see if I can share the video. And also let me put the volume down on this phone. So let me see if I can show this video, and then I will just focus on you guys. I hope I'm live. Love is a very, very beautiful thing, guys. When you understand the power of the words, that is lovely, is 4 words. But these 4 words, they mean a lot. They mean like these 4 words, they mean so much. So you have to characterize, you have to understand them and their meaning. What do they mean? What does it mean? It's love. What's the feelings? How does it feel when you truly, truly love myself? And also myself, I always thought that love is something that someone has to give to you. I've got to be loved to feel when I'm entering a relationship with that person, has to show me how much they love me, and I have to really, truly, truly try hard. But I realize that any relationship where God is in it, if God is a hand, is in that relationship, it doesn't take away problems. And the pastor was talking about it yesterday, that whatever God gives to you, it doesn't take away problems. And the problems will always be there, but we'll be happy. We're never happy now. Even though problems appear in that relationship, you're never happy now. And also God will not connect you with someone that is not good for you. So those are the things that are truly, truly important when you are looking for love. It looks like it's raining, guys. Our UK weather is just something else. But love is a beautiful thing. So for those who have written off love and say, you know what, I don't want love. It's a beautiful thing when you have a husband that loves you, that lets you be, accept you for who you are. Is actually a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to embrace. It's a beautiful thing to be able to go through. Marriage is beautiful. But you don't have to fall in love because you're feeling lonely. I always talk about that. That when you're feeling lonely, you need to look for love, look for God. People always say religious people. God is not a religious person. That one I was saying about that. When you want to connect with God, God is not religious. He was crucified by religious people. So God is God. A religion is just people making rules. Like in my church, we don't have rules. Dr. Lekoya teaches what's in the Bible, the principles of the Bible. The principles is the lifestyle. The Bible is written for us to tap into it, to have a good lifestyle. You want to become a billionaire, the Bible is for you. If you want to become a millionaire, the Bible is for you. If you want to connect, truly connect with God, the Bible is for you. Not looking for religion. Because religion, it means that some people, they actually find the religion just to connect with people. But those are two different things. So it's important if we are truly want to understand love. I didn't understand love until I tap into the Bible. And that's when I started understanding what is love. Because to me, I used to think I need to dress up nicely. Like if you notice sometimes when I post my video, people normally they comment on what I'm dressed on. But if the idea is not the dressing for you needs to focus on is the message. Is the message that is in that video. So all those things I never used to think. I used to think, oh, in everything that I do, I've got to dress to kill. I've got to dress to do this. You know, when a man looks at me, they have to look at me and say, wow, so they can fall in love with me. I got to be different. I got to dress up different. You know, my boobies got to be out. I got to, even if they are not out, I got to dress to kill. I've got to do this. But I didn't know anything about bloodline iniquity. I didn't know anything about occult. I didn't know anything about God. I went to church. I went to church from a very young age, but they didn't actually teach me how to actually connect with God, how to read the Bible and create a lifestyle, my own lifestyle through the Bible. So everything that I do and people say, oh, Nonsa is changing, Nonsa is too much. For me is understanding what does love mean. I'm no longer looking for love from somebody else. So I'm looking, love is within me. Then I'm sharing it with somebody else. I used to say when I meet someone, you know, when you meet someone, they treat you different than you've been treated before by other men. The chemistry, you know, when someone, you know, when it's like you pick each other's sentences, and that person, they say something, you say something, and they're like, this person gets me. So he's the one. Or chemistry, or sometimes I will just think I just have to love this person hard. I got to show them. I got to show them I'm the one just by showing up. Just I need to show up different. But now I'm realizing that I don't have to do that. The only thing that I have to do is my character. I have to make sure that my character is true, and love isn't a proof of consistency. Consistency is early romance can be performed, frequently calls, big promises, intense affection, consistency at what remains when the mood changes, when stress hits, when life gets real. A consistent person shows up with same respect, the same effort as the same care over time. If someone loves you only when it's convenience, that isn't love, it's comfort. Don't decide. Like practice all these things, like decide based on 2 weeks, how you see them, how you evaluate, observe week 12 as well. Chemistry can be a trapped character is missing. So all these things, because chemistry is really, really powerful, guys. And it can actually make you ignore what you would normally reject. It can make red flags look like a quicks, but chemistry is a moral compass. A person can feel amazing and still be unsafe, selfish, dishonest, or emotionally unstable. Character shows in honesty, humility, responsibility, empathy, and self control. Practice asking yourself, if I remove attraction, do I still respect how they live? So all these things are really, really important. People reveal themselves in patterns. One apology doesn't erase a repeated disrespect. One nice date doesn't cancel regular neglect. Patterns reveal values. And if someone repeatedly lies, they disappear. Blame others, like let's say you break promises, that patterns in relationship, not the rare good moment. Keep a simple mental record, what happens most often in that relationship. So all these things are really, really, really important. When your nervous system knows uh, before your mind accepts it. Sometimes your body reacts before your logic catches up. Anxiety, stomach noise, sleeplessness, constant overthinking. These can be signs that something is unsafe or unstable. Love that is unhealthy, it brings calm and clarity more than it brings confusion. So if you feel high, then crash, often examine the cycle or in that relationship. Attention is not intention. Someone can text you day and still not want a real relationship. And mostly guys, mostly the bad guys and bad women, they hide under their Christianity. When you are dating someone who is a Christian, what they will do normally is when you ask them questions, they will hit you with the scriptures. You have to be careful in those kind of people. Just make sure if you are a Christian, you pray to God, ask God to reveal it to you about this person and whether they are the one. And any connection, guys, that is from God, you don't have to try hard. You don't have to try hard. The only thing you have to do is consistently. You have to be consistent in that part. But you don't have to try hard. The fake hair, lots of makeup that makes you feel bad and makes you feel good outside. And it makes you feel. I stopped wearing makeup. Why? Because I was hiding behind the makeup. So now when I go out, when you see me going out, I just go out because I was hiding. I thought for me, if I buy expensive makeup, I'll feel good. I'll feel good about myself. But when I meet, like when you meet someone, if that connection is God-given connection, you don't have to, everything is just happen natural because God gives you, if God gives you a woman, he knows that woman is your destiny woman. And he knows that in order for you, because we all have an assignment when we are on earth. So there are some assignment that we can fulfill when we are single. There are some assignment that we need to fulfill as partners. So if God knows that this is your husband, and your husband, between you and your husband, you have an assignment that you need to complete. That assignment is for him. So he will make sure that he gives you a husband that you'll be like, God, why didn't this person come forward before? Why didn't I meet this person before? You don't have to try hard or have sex 7 times a day or just to be different or anything. You just have to be, it happens because that relationship is led by the Holy Spirit. So the unity, everything, the marriage, not everything. You might have some trials where, remember, when God says yes, Satan has to try to bring some trials. But those trials and tribulations, they're just there to make you stronger in a relationship. I used to think, if I become a child of God and I become loyal to God, there will be no problems. Oh my God. Only did I knew that the trials will be so much pain. There will be so much pain. So those things you have to understand them that no, yes, when things like that happen in life, you just have to, you don't have to judge anyone, but you have to be someone who evaluate things, guys, because when a man treats us and our vulnerability as well, people can pick on our vulnerability. For me, guys, I don't take any nonsense. I go to my church where we get taught not to take any nonsense. This nonsense must stop. So it means that the nonsense of me not evaluating my life, not not letting people take me for granted, not honoring people, it means it has to stop. My character has to reflect what I desire in life. That's what a child of God does. You reflect what you're looking for. So you can't be like, I'm sure you guys have seen me telling my family off on Facebook that sometimes the people, they don't know me and they judge me just because they can. So for me, I don't take any nonsense. Anybody that I love, guys, that's my character. If I love you, I'll treat you first class. My family, my in-laws, you get treated the first class. If I say this person is my lover, this person is my bloodline, this person is my children's bloodline, you get treated the first class. That's my character. I don't have the nonsense, because if I cannot get along with my blood, if I can't get along, my children's blood, they are my children's blood. So if I can't get along with my children's blood, who I am going to get along with? So I rather love. I don't care how people treat me, but in my heart, there's got love. I got to carry love. So in your heart, wherever you go, when you are carrying love for yourself, you evaluate everything, not judging anybody. You will evaluate the man that enters you and saying they love you. Okay, this person want to marry me. Are they good enough for me? If I was to take them to my mother, if I was to take them to my dad, will they sit down like my father? My father is dead. My stepdad is dead. My stepmom is dead, my mom is alive. So my mom, she's a free person who likes to communicate, who likes to talk. So if I was to take this person to my mom, will they leave my mom a living hell, or will they be like, my mom likes to treat his son-in-laws like her own children. So will they fit in into my family thing? And also, if I was to have problems today, and that needs both of us, because you don't know anything. If the health was the healthy can hit you, finances can hit you. If we were to have a problem now, will this person really their mindset, will they be able to cope with everything, or will they stand by me when life gets hard? I always share with you guys when I went through human blood sacrifice. Life was hard. I don't want to lie to you and say I didn't know how each day it was going to look like. I didn't know it was dark. I didn't know how my tomorrow was going to look like. All I knew was the angel of God was with me every single day. Still here. They are still here even. The angel of God is still here. So every single day. So I didn't know how my day was going to look like. Imagine what I needed in that moment. I didn't need someone that would carry my burden. Because you don't get to carry somebody's burden. I don't need a man that says he can provide everything for me, because you can't. When a guy says he can provide everything for me, that's a red flag. You can't provide my emotions. You can't carry my problems, but you can support me. If you say, no, sir, I will always be there for you. Always. I will always try my best to make sure that I'm a good husband. I'm a husband that is there. So imagine when I was going through those moments and I sit down with someone and that person doesn't care. But in that moment, it was those moments when God told me to shut up, not to talk, to focus on my healing. I'm talking now, guys. I'm speaking about my sacrifice because it's over. But at the time when I was going through, because God knows what's in our heart. When a man says, I love you, if that man does not mean it, God is saying, knows that is lying. When a woman says, I love you, if it's not true, God already knows that it's a lie. We can say things, guys, but in our subconscious mind, it says different. It says different things. We can say things, but we're not meaning what we say. I've learned that from Satan when he was torturing. He could tell he could broadcast what exactly is in my subconscious mind. He will say everything. He will say to me, I can't recruit you. I can't recruit you because you love Jesus too much. There are some people who when they enter a relationship, they make a decision in their subconscious mind that I'm looking for love. I'm not looking for any nonsense. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just looking for a woman of my dreams. And I'm looking for a man of my dreams. They make a decision. But there are some who are lonely. They like the idea of their friend having a husband. They like the idea of their husband, friends having wives. They like to see the idea of the family. But in their subconscious mind, they have not made that decision that they want to marry or they want to enter a relationship. And those are the people that get affected when they enter a relationship, because they don't really, their mind is not sure what they are looking for. It's a big decision to enter a relationship. So that's why I say to you guys, when you are lonely, you have to connect with God, because you don't need the relationship when you are lonely, when you are feeling lonely. So there are some people, when they are looking for love, they are actually not sure. They like the idea of other people having companionship, having children. They like that idea. It seems like it takes away the loneliness. The family idea of having a family is kind of a good idea. And then they divorce because it's not what they truly wanted. Some men makes a decision and some women makes a decision that they like the idea, they love to have a beautiful family, but then the finances hit. For me, I always say, If a relationship breaks because of finances, it means that the foundation was never right in the first place. Because if you look at people who are married for 60 years, 20 years, 30 years, they will tell you that there were times where they didn't know how they were going to survive. But they did it because they knew what brought them together. They knew, because you have to go back to the foundation. Because if you are someone who runs because the finances are not good, or because my wife is ill or my husband is ill, and that destroys us, it means that foundation was never there. But if a good foundation is laid from the beginning, the relationship will stay strong. If it's not based on sex, some people like the idea of dating good women, beautiful women. They like the idea of dating the blonde woman, skinny blonde. They like those ideas. Now the woman puts on weight. They don't want to be with them, because they never fell in love in the first place with the person. They fell in love with what could be, with the fantasy. So they like the idea of good-looking guys. So when a good-looking guy puts on weight, it's no longer attractive anymore, because I didn't fall in love with you. I fell in love with how you look. So there are different things or chemistry that brings us together, and you are like, this guy makes me feel so alive. He makes me feel so different when he's making love to me. He touches every part of my body. He's so careful. He makes me so different. He makes me feel so like, oh, this woman, she makes me feel like a different man. They fall in love with all that crap. So through that beautiful journey, guys, when a man treats you well, it's a beautiful gift, but you have to go beyond. Go beyond. Don't criticize. Let the beauty, embrace that beauty when a man touches you, when he makes you feel good, when a man calls you, they call you, they want to check, they care about you, they want to know a woman cares about you, they want to know how you are, have you eaten, or they want to know when they can take you, what the things that they can do for you. It's so beautiful. But don't let that be a distraction. Don't even judge either. Don't have this thing of doubt, or embrace it. Say, you know what? I'm going to embrace this guy the way he treats me. I'm going to embrace this woman, the way he treats me. You don't tick, because when you tick the box is when we make mistakes. You embrace, you thank God for that. You say, God, I thank you for bringing me this beautiful husband, this beautiful woman that is in my life, that knows how to look after me, that knows how that you thank Jesus, you thank God for that. But then after, there are things now you have to evaluate for a long term, because like Christians, you're not allowed to have sex, I'm afraid, before marriage. So there are things that you have to evaluate. The controlling, how does this person deal with no? Sometimes you just foot it. They say, can I take you to the movies? You say, I'm going out with my friends, my girlfriends. And while you are at home putting your feet up, you tell God, you say, God, I'm sorry for telling Pokers, but I got to test this guy. I got to test this woman. Just see how they react to your no. And see how they react. But don't get blinded by, oh, he makes me feel so alive. Are you baby? Don't get distracted. It's not the time for distraction. So don't get distracted. And also, attention is not intention. I've mentioned that potential is not partner. Don't fall in love with potential. When you want to fall in love with it, many people fall in love with who he could be, who she could be, who she might become. But the potential doesn't comfort you when you are lonely in the relationship. Potential doesn't heal repeated harm. A partner is who they consistently now, not who you hope they would turn into. We don't hope, date reality, not imagination. Imagination is when we are manifesting, guys. We're manifesting, we have not seen, we have this hope of things, hoping to find that beautiful husband, that beautiful wife. Then when the wife appears, the husband appears, now the hope has to go. Now is the valuation. You don't have to prove your worth of love. When you've been wounded, you might overgive to any security, cooking, paying, fixing, forgiving too fast. But love is not price. You win it through exhaustion. Healthy love is mutual, not something you beg for with performance. If you're always trying to be enough, pause and ask why. Boundaries don't push the right person. Some fear because they think they will lose love. Through the boundaries, remove manipulators, not true partners. A healthy person respects limits. An unhealthy person gets offended because boundaries block access to control. Say no early sometimes and watch their reaction. Red flags turn green because you pray harder. Faith is powerful, but faith is not denial. You have to have faith. You have to not to be in denial. And you have to, when you have faith, guys, you have to be someone who listens to the voice of God. Listen to the voice of God, the instructions, the voice of the Holy Spirit. If you are someone who truly trusts God and believe, you need to be able to focus on listening to the voice of God. And listening to the voice of God doesn't just come like that. You have to have a fasted life. You have to have a time to read the Bible. Read the Bible, and so you can listen. If the relationship is not right, God will give you the signs of that relationship is not right. Because what we need when we're entering a relationship, we don't want to waste time. I've wasted time myself before where, because I've been with these men that don't treat me well. So when I find that person that treats me different, that really, truly cares, but they are not meant to be my husband. Not every person you meet, they are meant to be for you. But I used to think, when I meet a guy, if a guy is nice and we get along, it means date. That's what I used to think. But now I'm not wiser. I cannot use that word, that now I'm wiser. Now I listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit and the voice of God. My intuition speaks to me. When I meet someone, the assignment of that person gets revealed while they are there. Why they are there? Why am I cross path with them? Some people are just our helpers. No matter how good looking they are, they just come. God has put them there to help us with something. They have an assignment. But before, I never used to know that there are people God can assign to be helpers. There are people that God can assign. They come as angels. They talk to you and they leave you with hope. They give you hope in life. They give you direction in life when you're stuck in direction. So I never knew that there are different people that God can send my way. I just, when a good guy comes along, like if it was before I go on LinkedIn and someone is chatting me, they're different, I'm like, when they say let's go on dating, I'm like, why not? I'm single, why not? So all these things that I used to think that that's what life was. Or if, let's say, business connection, I used to think that I have to connect with everybody. But now I'm realizing that not everyone is for me. Not everyone is for my business. So all these things, I am getting to I'm getting to understand them now, that not everyone that I come across, they are meant to be my business partner, or I am meant to work with them with their business. Because who enters your life, that is important. Very, very important, is the critical component of your success tomorrow, is the critical component of how your life is going to look like. And who you marry as well, guys. That's why it's a very, very important. Who you marry is, make some inquiries in the realm of the spirit. Make some inquiries. Destiny-wise, make some inquiries. So all these things are truly, truly important. And red flags don't turn green because you pray harder. Faith is powerful, but it's not a denial. Prayer is not meant to silence wisdom. It's meant to strengthen it. You can love God deeply, still need to walk away from harm. A red flag is not attack, it's information. Pray for clarity, not just comfort. Sometimes there are problems that God will reveal to us because those problems we have prayed, and then God will expose the problems. Like when I was going through social services, I had prayed God to expose, that was Pastor James actually, to expose the friends that were in my life, or anyone that was in my life, but not for my own benefits. So these people would have done harm, more harm, if they had stayed in my life. They would have done harm, big harm. But because I expose prayer, it exposes people's character. So I've never used to realize that until Carol Ann, when I have a problem, Carol Ann says, okay, Nomsa, what have you been asking God to do? Then I was like, then when God does his work, so you pray, you observe. When you pray, you're married, the husband go, it means there's something triggering that. It means he might not be your true husband. If you pray, the woman goes, she might not be, or it could be bloodline iniquity. It could be the voices in your foundation speaking against your marriage from your ancestors. So there are so many things. And I never used to, my foundation, I used to say, oh, my ancestors love me. You know, when the idea of ancestors, when we talk about ancestors, but I didn't know that there are people, although now I'm starting to evaluate my family, that one is evil. That one could be the cause of people in the future of bloodlines when people start getting. Guys, when you have like family members, you need to observe how people react. Jealousy can affect marriage. Jealousy can affect, it can block people. If you have people who are jealous in the family, it can destroy the bloodline other generation. If you have people who are evil, it can destroy anger. If you have people that are angry, always they are angry, it causes blockage in marriages, in every area of your life. Tears. When a man or a woman does not treat a man right, when a man causes tears to a woman, it can cause tears, it can block everything in the bloodline. Tears can cause poverty into the bloodline. But these are the things that I didn't know. So there could be so many things when you're like attracting the wrong people. There could be tears in the bloodline. The tears, it could be maybe your grandmother was treated in her marriage, was treated bad. Maybe your grandfather was treated bad, or the tears of maybe business deals. Maybe there was business deals, or just someone robbing someone in the family. That can affect a bloodline later. So all these things, I didn't know that they existed. That's why I'm saying it's important to make some inquiries. Pastor James said there's a woman, when the foundation speaks, this woman, she got married to her husband. He shared this story, got married to her husband. Husband loved her so much. She loved her husband. They loved each other. They got married, had a son. And then one day she had a dream. And in that dream, it was a warning. God was warning her that something has been assigned against your work, against your marriage. She took the dream very, very slightly. The next thing, the husband comes and tell her, honey, I think I'm in love with somebody else. And the husband in church, the husband got together with the pastor's child. The woman thought the church would support her. Honey, that's why I'm saying religion, do not depend on religion, or do not depend on human beings. Because people, when things are hard, the only person who comes through for you is God. So now the husband leave. She was the heart at work. She had a good job. She was in charge. She got paused. They gave her some time off at work to take some leave because they wanted her gone as the foundation in her bloodline that was speaking. But what had been done is someone had gone, used her mother's name to channel her. That's why when I talk about occult, people think, oh, occult is only exist in Africa. It exists in United Kingdom, around the world. On Facebook, someone can use your picture to channel you. If they don't know, or if they know your mother, your parents, they can channel, use your parents, but someone used her parents to channel, to get to her, and her life was turned upside down. I share this with you guys because there are so many things that can destroy marriages rather than compatibility. People say we are not compatible. I'm not going to love again because I'm not good enough. What about if it's bloodline inequity? You see, this woman, she had it all, but just the dream that she had, and everything was scattered. And to make it matters worse, she went one day, went to meet her son. Her son, she went to pick up her son, the only child they had with her husband. Went to pick the child at school. She reversed, not knowing her own child was behind. I don't know what the school let the child go. She hit the child. And the child, now she takes the child to the hospital. The hospital says, we can't do so. She had to sell the house, goes a different country to get some treatment. The child dies. She comes back now. She has nothing, no child, no husband. The husband is marrying someone in her church. So that was a story until she met Pastor James. And Pastor James was one of the biggest witches. He knows everything because he was the biggest witch around the world. He used to come to Europe until he got taken by European people to those who molest, who people think things don't exist. When I talk about occult, they think occult is just happening or is a belief or anything. He was taken in Europe, to Europe. These people, white people that are into occultic, who get wealthy by sleeping with the children underage. So he was taken and brought to that. There's occultic, there are so many people, they want to keep marriages. They got to do this, they got to do that, they got to do that. They want to wealth, they have to sleep with a virgin. So one day when I have time, I will explain all these things. So there's so many things that creepy things that they do. And also there are so many things that can destroy marriages. So when you are looking for love, chemistry, it has to be the last thing that you are interested in. Looks, it has to be the last thing that you are interested in. Number one thing you need to do is ask God for assistance. God, help me to locate my husband, to locate my wife. When that husband come, God, teach me how to keep this husband, how to keep this wife, how to live a life that is leading, that is pleasing to you. Teach me. Is this like just all these things? Just don't just focus on one thing where, I'm going to fall in love. He makes me feel so good. He makes me feel so blah, blah, blah. All these things. And also, I'm a matchmaker, a relationship coach, a dating coach. There are things, guys, that I have to consult God. No dating coach can actually help you to find a true. When a NUMSA matches you, you still have to make some inquiries. God, is this my true husband? You need to make some inquiries. If NUMSA is not, if your matchmaker is not a Christian, make some inquiries, because that husband, that wife is for eternity. Make some inquiries. Give me a sign. You don't have to be religious. People, you have to be smart. You think billionaires, why they love God? They love God because it's where a true lifestyle comes from. Everything they do, they go to the scriptures. Everything they do. And that's why they are where they are. And I want to follow too. I want to follow. I want to be one of them, because I've realized that getting it up there, it ain't easy on your own. And when you want to get married, you can't marry the wrong guy that when you marry, you have the ring, beautiful ring, but miserable. Depression, go to the doc every month, the doc will give me some medication to cope. I'm a Christian, guys. I'm not on any medication of anxiety, depression. Why would I go to depression while the Holy Spirit can wipe away my tears? While the Holy Spirit can wipe away my pain? Why God can take away my pain? Why would I do that? So all these things are truly, truly important, guys. When you make a decision, love without intentional safety becomes a suffering. You can be loyal and still feel unsafe. Emotional safety means you can speak without being punished, share feelings without mockery, and make mistakes without being threatened. If you are scared to be honest, you are not safe. You are surviving. Notice, do you feel free or fearful around this person? Communication isn't just talking, it's understanding. Some couple talk daily but never resolve nothing. Communication includes listening, empathy, accountability. I repair, and repair after conflict. If every conversation becomes defensive, love will feel like emotional welfare. Do we understand each other more after we talk or less? Conflict reveals maturity. Arguments and really problems. How someone argues is, do they insult you, shut down, punish you with silence, twist your words, or try to repair, take responsibility, and calm the situation? Watch how they act when they don't get their way. For me, guys, what I believe when it comes to relationship, I always tell my children, that if you can't talk to me about anything, even when you break the cup, even when you do something, you know that mommy is not gonna like it, you still have to talk to me. You still have to have the courage to say, mommy, sorry, I did that. Don't tell me the excuses. In that way, I give my children the opportunity to say, this is where you can be safe with mommy. I always tell their dad, sometimes the dad, they can be tough. I always say, you know what? You have to leave an opportunity for your child to be able to talk to you. Don't just tell them off. Leave an opportunity. For me, I don't spoil my children. But when a child breaks a cup, I want them to call me and say, mommy, the cup is broken, even if it's my favorite. How did it happen? I don't know. I just break it. It just broke and it just fell off and I broke it. Mommy can't do anything, guys. Can she do anything about that? No, because the accident happens. Or if they go, whatever they do, I always tell them, just be honest. There is no other place where you can be honest. And I feel the same in a relationship. If I cannot talk to my lover, who else am I supposed to talk to? My mother? I talk to my mom all the time. So if I cannot communicate with the man that I love as a woman, who else am I supposed to talk to? If I'm feeling vulnerable, who else am I supposed to talk to? So I've learned this thing, guys. For me, I've learned the true mindset. I've learned it when I was going through the sacrifice, when God was saying to the people that were helping me, tell her not to talk about it. Because God knew that my survival depends on him. If I tell people and people insult me, like now, when I talk to people, people say there's no such thing as a human blood sacrifice. I'm like, which world do you live on? Which world do you live on? People get sacrificed. All sacrifices, no, it doesn't knock and say, here is me, I'm knocking, I'm a sacrifice. You can die through stroke. Normally, like someone, sometimes you drop dead, be hit by a stroke. And you wouldn't know, your family wouldn't know it's a sacrifice. You can die with a heart attack. Your family wouldn't know that is a sacrifice. For me, because of MFM's prayers, that's when I found out that I was under sacrifice, because the Spirit spoke. I'm here to kill you. I was sent to kill you. And this is when now I realized that I was slipping away. That's why, when you are gifted, there are some people that are gifted. I started fasting. I started reading the Bible. Now I knew that I was no longer on earth. So when I knew I was no longer on earth now, I wanted to know where I was. And then that's when I'm under judgment. Lucifer and God. Waiting for my death now. I was facing my death for my family to say goodbye, to put whatever they do to do this. But God showed up. When I explain to people that people think a sacrifice, it comes in and knocks and say, oh, by the way, I'm a sacrifice. No, you can die a normal death like everybody else. Diabetic, you can die like everybody else, or you can die like there's some people who just found dead, that he died in your sleep. That's what a sacrifice is like. Me, I was very lucky because I caught it right-handed. So the reason why I share with you is everything, everything that we do is we have to know who we are. We have to have a relationship with God. For me, I don't think I did this on my own. I think the day, because I changed completely. I love God, but I started like I was getting instructions. Someone had already realized in the spirit that I'm dying. I've been assigned for death. So when I share this with you guys, some people are like, oh, there's no such thing as a sacrifice and things like that. So you have to be aware of these things, of who you are. For me, I was aware of these things. I was aware of what is going on. So now imagine if I didn't understand God, if I didn't have the people around me, do you think I would have survived? So it's important. The people that are around you, who you choose in your life is important. Consistently. They cannot be perfect. They can't be 100%, guys. There's no such thing as perfection. But it's a little things that makes it different is the caring. The caring, when someone truly, truly cares. I watch people when I was going through, after when I was coming out and talking about my sacrifice, and those people were like belittling me, like, oh, you got mad? Is there such thing as this? Is there such thing as this? But what I was asking myself is, if these people have a husband, they have wives. If someone was coming to them, because for me, I wasn't looking for sympathy. It's the little things, guys. I'm not being funny, but a human being has to have a heart. So those people, if you marry someone who doesn't have a heart, how do you think you live moving on? Even in my family, I've seen them, the way they look after each other. But then God reminded me that no, what's in a man's heart, I know it before it happens. So God knows the genuine people. He knows the people that are not, even people that are genuine, but if they are not meant to be your husband, God knows. So it's very, very, very important, guys, to make sure that whatever you do, it's not based on the beauty. Like myself, if you say, no, sir, I like who you are, I like what you represent, I like you as a person, and I want to take you out. My curious thing will be each and every single day, I like to know, what are you going to do with me? Why do you feel like I'll be a good wife to you? Why do you feel that way? And it's not going to be like, oh, I like how you dance, honey. Every woman can dance. If they only knew who they were, they could do it. Honey, every woman is beautiful. If they only knew how beautiful they are. And every woman can smile. So for me, it would be like, I love your beautiful smile. I like how, give me more. Give me more. All these things are beautiful when a man says it to you. They are gorgeous. They are beautiful. They make a woman feel so alive. But I'm not attracted to that. I'm attracted to the future. I got to fight. I got to go head to head with Lucifer. Now I need a man that can show me that, okay, Nomsa, if things get tough, I'm willing to take responsibilities. I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to do this. I'm not looking for a man that is going to blame me and make me worse with my insecurities. But some people, they are looking for that. They don't look for more. For me, I'm not looking to make someone's child a living hell when I'm making them worse with their insecurities. It's for me, it's a team. Will I be with this person and love them and be with them and honor them? Because when you honor someone, and that's what God wants. So all these things, guys, when you're looking for a husband, you're looking for a woman, you have to take those things into consideration. If you're someone who is driving, who's got money, think about it. What would you do? This woman, will she actually cope if this money wasn't there? Will she cope? So all these things you have to take it into consideration. So these things are very, very, very important. Consistency, don't confuse familiarity with love. Sometimes you draw what feels familiar, even if it's unhealthy. If you grow up around emotional distance, you might feel chemistry. Oh, this phone is annoying, guys. Okay, I've sent it to the other. So it might feel like something else. So all these things are truly, truly important. So don't confuse that. Love doesn't heal unhealed wounds. You have to heal your wounds. It exposes them. If you have unhealed wounds, or sometimes you meet someone, they talk about their exes, they're like, oh, that woman, she was evil, she was this. It means that they are not healed. Guys, if you talk to me about the men that I have dated, I have nothing to say about them. Because all I understand is when we were together, the reason why we were not together is because something went wrong in that relationship, that it wasn't one-sided. Because love takes two to tango. We dance. When the other person refuses to move forward with their step, it means the relationship cannot go forward. When life it doesn't make sense, we still have to tango. When nonsense life it doesn't make sense, you still have to tango. When nonsense man life it does not make sense, we still have to tango. We still have to go on. We still have to love each other. We still have to embrace that and honor each other. But somehow, when that person is no longer there, it means somehow the steps could not move forward. So I have to honor that. I have to heal my wounds. And when I'm healing my wounds, now I have to say, you know what? I'm ready to welcome my husband. And that man, I'm not going to bruise them with my past. I'm not going to bruise my woman with my past. Why would you find a good woman and then you bruise them with your past? That woman has to receive unconditional first-class love, the love of God. God, for myself, I've experienced love. I've experienced love, and I know what love is. I know what love is when someone says, I love you. I met God. I was with the angel of God and the angel of darkness. When the angel of darkness was promising me the world, but only God was silent. Just love. You are my child. The only thing, he wasn't saying I'll make you rich or what. God was like, that's the only thing I'll give you. The love and everything else will be added to your life. I will give you, I will honor you, I will always be there for you. But I need your soul to survive. Who do you choose? I didn't have to choose. Lucifer had to let me go because he knew in a million years I would never choose him. He knew that I would die for God. He said, bugger off. So he knew. I share this with you guys, that would you die for your wife? Would you die for your husband? Would you choose a man that you say, regardless of what is going on, honey, we are going to pull through this? Or you're like, you know what? I'm out. I can find another beautiful husband, wife. I'm out of this. I'm out. I want nothing to do with it. That's what people do. But love is not like that. Love is precious. It's a beautiful thing. Where we talk about the interest, I like to go on a holiday. I like to do this. I need a woman who likes to go on a holiday. What will you do when that day the money to go on a holiday is no longer there? Would you still say, I love her? Would you still say, I love him? So, guys, love goes deep. It's deeper than what we think. You have to go deep. I tell my family to shut up because they have no idea what love is. They have no idea what I had to go through to Satan to protect my family. I don't care how people think and what people say, but love is deep, guys. It's not about, okay, we earn this money or we earn a similar amount, we have graduation, we blah, blah, blah. It's not that. That's why there's too many divorces, because we've got love so different. You can't date a poor man either. You say, Nomsa said, I can date a poor man, I can date a lazy woman, a poor woman. You cannot date. You have to date a woman who is wealthy. Wealthy comes from the mind. A mindset that is wealthy can make you a billionaire. A mindset that is wealthy can make you a millionaire. It can connect with God to live for eternity. A mind, but a poor mind is a mind that doesn't have knowledge. It does not want to learn. They just want to remain the same. Don't date those people. Do not date them. Anyone that wants to remain the same, no changes, nothing, don't date them. You need to mind someone with a mind. It means I have to learn every single day. For me, each day is learning. I'm learning, I'm absorbing the information. I want to grow. I want to be different. I want to get to that level that God gave it to me, because there's a level where we need to be. And that level, guys, requires hard work. And that level, even in marriage, requires hard work. There's no such a thing as you go on dates and you find Mr. Right, and then it becomes Mr. Right, and you still need to work in that relationship. You still need to show up consistently. You still need to go on date, even if there is no money, even if there is children. You still need to show up picnics. You can have picnics. End of the day, it comes down to one thing: love. We can have fun, guys. We can go on a holiday and go to the best hotels ever, but we are miserable. All we have, we don't talk. We just have sex. We just posting pictures on social media. But there's true love, where it says, honey, when you cry, I cry. I feel your tears. When I'm sad, my sadness, God can feel it, because that's how much love He has for me. He can feel the love. When Nomsa is said, God can feel. When my children are ill, because God loves me, God can feel the sadness, because my children are connected to my umbilical cord. When my children are not, they are not happy, God can feel it. And that's why the angels are always there. When you are sad, when you are sick, when the doctors tells you that, oh, you've got cancer, oh, you've got this, or you've got that, you've got HIV, you've got this, God already knows, because He loves you this much. Imagine you date a man that does not care about you, that you have children, he doesn't care about your children. You date a woman who doesn't care about you, and you call that love. The man has to feel you. When something is not right, when he's driving, because you are connected, you have to love each other in a way that you connect in each world. But the disconnection comes when a man is miserable, they don't want to talk to you, they don't want to discuss anything with you, everything. They are always right. When a woman does not want to talk to you, they are always right. They want to win the argument. It's all about winning the argument. That connection cannot be connected in the realm of the spirit. So you want a man that can feel that something is wrong. Let me get in touch with Nomsa and see. That is God saying, contact her. She's not okay. That is God saying, contact the kids. They are not okay. So that love is naturally, it's the love of a mother. I can't compare the love of a mother to the love of God. I can't compare with that. The love of God is pure, is real, is clean. Purity is purified, always purified. So that when you enter a relationship, make sure you are in those, you get to that state of mind where Romeo and Juliet doesn't exist anywhere, by the way, guys. We can say we were looking for Romeo and Juliet. It doesn't exist because love, it requires work. Mentally, you have to work for it consistently. You have to set up dates consistently. You have to communicate. You must know your non-negotiable. You have to know without your non-negotiable, you will negotiate your dignity. Non-negotiable our values, you won't sacrifice, honest, fidelity, respect, spiritual alignment, emotional maturity, consistency. Write your top 5. Don't apologize for them. A title doesn't equal commitment. Someone can call you my girlfriend, my wife, my man, my blah, 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 but it doesn't qualify happiness. It only help you guys when you divorce. Is when you get money, it qualifies you for money, but you become miserable. So what's the point? To see someone is wanting the title of being a wife, but miserable. Make some inquiries. Fall in love with the guy that God has for you. I never knew this thing. It was then when I started to sing God. There were people, God removed them completely when I was going through human blood sacrifice. And Satan was removing them too. But some of them were true people, genuine people. Satan was just removing to make my life hell. But there were some who were showing up to me genuine, but they actually not genuine because God knows the people's heart. Even my family, my mom's family, there are people that I thought they were actually my family. When I actually came forward and talk about my sacrifice, they were horrible. Because God knows people's heart. He can expose, your prayer can expose what people truly they are. But you can't get angry with people because they are entitled to feel whatever they feel. Everybody is entitled to feel. So for me, it was then knowing that I depend on you, God. Everything to me is God. Everything that I do, my children. When you see my children is success, it's not from a man. It's from God. When you see what I do, it's not from me, it's from God. And that's why I love him so much. So it's important. What you do is important. If you always feel confused, that's information for you. Means the relationship is not right. So promises without follow through, love that is unstable becomes clearer, not more confusing. Peace is a sign. Chaos is also a sign. How they treat others and how they treat you as well. And Compatibility is deeper than hobbies. I've mentioned that. Really, really deeper than hobbies. I used to think, oh, compatibility, we like this, we like this, we like that. Neither did I know the secret that I didn't know. So please ask real life questions very, very early in a relationship. Love requires emotional regulations. A person who can't regulate emotions will punish you for their moods. One day you are perfect, the next day you are the problem. Love needs stability, not emotional explosion. Watch how they handle stress and disappointment. You can't carry a relationship alone. If you are always initiating, apologizing, planning, fixing, it means something is not right. Trust is built, not demanded. Someone says, just trust me, while acting suspicious is manipulation. If tries people feel challenged, not offended, don't think to be chosen. Love should add to your life, not drain, add to your life, not to drain your life. A relationship should instill your joy, confidence, sleep, or self-worth. Love can be challenging sometimes, but it shouldn't feel that way. Don't ignore spiritual misalignment. When you spiritually, you are not aligned with someone, guys, it is very, very important. You see me how I love God. I'm not a spiritual person, but I love God in a way that everything that I do, even when someone is ill, I get down on my knees. I don't get down on my knees, guys. I don't pray on my knees. I got mad. I got mad until Satan released a member of my family. If my family is ill, I got mad with Lucifer. I don't play games. I watch people reporting me and things like that, and I was like, only if you knew it's my gift. You can't judge me for my gift. I got mad. So I share this with you guys that I don't negotiate for misalignment. If your faith values matter to you, misaligned will eventually hurt decision, boundaries, lifestyle, morals, parenting priorities. Don't compromise your foundation for temporal affliction. For me, the person that someone said to me, I can't date you because of your Christianity. But when I met them, they didn't have a problem me loving God, calling myself a Christian. They didn't have a problem with that. But I knew that my faith was being tasted. And for me, there was no negotiations from someone to make me choose between my relationship with God, because you don't get to choose. I don't get to choose. For me, when a man tells me choose between me and God, I don't get to choose, because you are standing because of God. I'm standing because of God. And for me, surviving human blood sacrifice, I'm a testimony. I'm a testimony that God exists. I'm a testimony that God, He is who He said. So for me, there was no negotiation. I didn't even think twice about who do I choose. I was like, I don't have to go through that nonsense. I don't have to go through and choose God. And I knew that without God, I can't have a good relationship. God has been looking after me since the day I was born, guys. He was looking after me since I was a child. I didn't grow up with my mom. My mom separated with my dad. My dad looked after me. But every single day, God knew that I needed to go to bed. He will go to my mother. The angel will go and my mother will put me to bed. Sing a song for me. She wasn't with me, but because spiritually we are connected, my mom will sing a song for me and put me to sleep. And that's why I love her so much. But people wouldn't know that's the secret that I had with God. She'll put me to sleep. Even the day when I left my dad and I went to my mom to go and look for work, my mom was like, she's a child. You got to look after her. But people don't know that relationship. When an adult comes in and they say something that is not right, the angel of God will speak through me to put the adult straight, not being rude, but to put them straight. I am where I am today because of God. So you can't tell me that choose between God and me. But that alignment is important. And also, people are allowed. He didn't love God. He didn't want to know Christianity in his life. He is allowed to do that. He's allowed to feel that way. So God never ever make people feel that they are not allowed. He's allowed to feel that way. At the beginning, he didn't mind. But the more I got closer to God, because now I had survived human blood sacrifice, I was more obsessed. Because when you love God, you don't get obsessed. There's nothing to be obsessed about. Because He's always there in your heart. He directs you to the right direction. He teaches you to honor your husband. I had never ever had an argument with my spouse because of that. That attitude of disrespecting me people, God does not tolerate it. He teaches you the principles of life. I see people mentioning God, and I look at them, I'm thinking, do you even know the God you are talking about? When you are naked and you are saying, God, this, I'm like, no, you don't know the God you're talking about. When you disrespect your spouse and you're saying, I'm a child of God, do you actually know the God you're talking about? Because God, a true God, will not allow you to disrespect. I got told off. That video that I put on Facebook, I got told off. Do not belittle God. Do not belittle God. I got told off. That video, that I was angry. But God knew that He was angry. That video, if you have not seen it, that I put wearing a green dress, that green dress, I was angry when they reported me to social services. I got told off. I got told off. So that's why I just stopped. God knew that He had already put the judgment, so there was no need for me. But it is faulty. The anger that I feel is the anger that He's feeling, so that the anger is manifesting in me. I can't hold it. so those kind of things, guys, that you have to look at people that the difference when someone says, and when they're naked, like they put naked pictures. If you look at, I'm not telling you guys or saying bad things. Look at my pictures, how I used to dress. I love long dresses, but I used to dress with cleavage. I loved God at the time, but that love was different. I didn't have the knowledge, self-awareness, self-love wasn't there. People think that when you're a Christian, you shouldn't talk about self-love, but self-love is important because for me, it's God teaches me how to love myself, and then I can share that love with others. So that is important. So when you see someone naked going on their bikini and they are posting a picture talking about God, they are not talking about God. Guys, I guarantee you, God will tells you off. If I was to, if I was to do that on social media, I used to do that, but the Holy Spirit would tell me off. Would tell me off. Even when I record my video, sometimes I record my video and sometimes they're too sexy. I don't have to think about it. I have to delete them because I know that is not right. So I have someone there are things that they're still doing and they're telling you God. And those are the people that are like me when I was in my past that I used to use I never used to use God, guys, because I never used to talk about God. So now I talk about it because I know that He saved me. He saved my life. So I'm a testimony. So the reason why I share with you is don't settle love for less. Don't never ever settle for less. When I'm meaning for less is don't feel that you are not good enough, that you have to settle with an abusive husband. You have to stay with an abusive woman for the sake that you feel that you are not good enough. Don't feel that you have to put on some personality. You have to pretend to be something that you are not for people to love you, or you have to do so, or you have to pretend to be something for people to like your videos, to follow you and things like that. You don't have to do all those things. All you have to do in order for you to become who God created you to become is to honor people and love people, live with integrity and be honest and understand your values. The lifestyle that wants to take you, you have to research the lifestyle. It's in the heart. The lifestyle that you desire, the husband that you desire is going to be attracted by what's in your heart, what is in you. The woman that you desire, that beauty, that you want a woman that will honor you. You have to be a husband that honors women too. It's not one-sided. You got to be what you are looking for. You are looking at a man who is rich. You got to have a rich in mind, mentality, spiritual intelligent. That's what God is for, intelligent. If you are looking for a woman who is intelligent spiritually, you got to be that. You got to hang out with people like that. You got to hang out with people spiritually who are intelligent, who understand how to tap into the Bible, how to tap into your spirituality and truly connect with God and be who God created you to be. Unapologetic. And guys, do not try to fit in with anyone. It's like myself, I go to church. When I go to church, the pastor preaches. What do you think I do? I don't just listen and I go home. I check the Bible. I put that in practice. Whatever my pastor says, if he says your behavior has to be this, you have to be that in order to go to the next level. I go home, I practice. I don't want to be, I will never ever feel that I've been in this church for a long time, or I've been in my company for a long time. I have to be comfortable. I can't get comfortable. I want to learn more. Give me more. Make my company better. Make me great. That's all I need. So that's what you need in your marriage. Want more for your marriage to get better. Want more for your children to get better. The more you have, I've seen people, when people were reporting, why I was mad when people were reporting me to social service. I was like, these people don't understand. My happiness comes from my children. Seeing my children, the joy of my children, when God sees the beauty, that is the beauty, the flower that comes out, the character that comes out from those children, it's NOMSA's product. It's God's product. So I was like, what's the heck are they talking about? Do they know what I have to go through to make these children happy? God will not allow me to abuse my children or to neglect my children, guys. My children, they have aunties. They are not blood related to. So it's important they have their family. I'm not just a parent. They're family. So that's what marriage is about. Is you having this Like understanding your values in the relationship and creating the relationship, like showing up consistently for your wife, for your husband, creating the life, the beauty that you both want. People waste time too much. They're copying each other on social media. This one does this one goes on holiday, and they go home and they put their wife into depression because they are unhappy, because they can't go on holiday. You can't go holiday, get over it. Work smarter so you can go on holiday, or pray to God to give you a miracle to go on holiday. The last thing is for you to get depressed. I was taught one thing, guys. If leisure is there, luxury is there, enjoy it. If it's not there, suck it up. It's not there. Wait for it. It's not there. Continue working to bring it to you. Just because you don't have a luxury, you don't have to depress yourself. I can't go to the hospital because I don't have a luxury. Guys, that would be silly of me. And I say during lockdown, I said to the depression, I'm not going to go through depression. I'm not going to through anxiety. I divorced everything that has to do with the anxiety. I divorced everything that has to do with the depression. I want no part of that. If I don't have the money, guys, I don't have the money. Or if I can't go on holiday, I can't afford to go on holiday. I can't afford to go on holiday. It means I have to work more smarter. I accept that reality that I need to work smarter. I'm not going to depress myself with something that I don't have, something that could change tomorrow. Because tomorrow I could afford to go on holiday. But today I'm torturing myself. I can't do that. If I don't have a husband, I can't stress myself. I can't say I'm lonely. Holy Spirit, I got to bring the Holy Spirit. You know, AI now, we are competing with AI. Teach me how to compete with AI, or teach me how to be a good wife when my husband comes so I can honor him. I can be a good wife. And the Holy Spirit does all of that. Any conversation I will have with my husband, the Holy Spirit will teach me that. So why should I feel lonely? So guys, so those are the things that people don't know. Don't ignore spiritual misalignment. Intimacy doesn't secure commitment. Giving your body won't guarantee loyalty. Many people mistake closeness for covenant. It's two different things. Real commitment is a decision, not a desire. Let commitment come before deep access. People who rush you often want to bypass discernment. Healthy love can be exciting without pressure. Apologies without change is a manipulation. Your voice matters. If you can't express needs without being mocked, ignore punishment, you are being trained to stay silent. Love should give you a room to speak. So what you say, what you feel, early, watch how they respond. Love is not supposed to feel like anxiety. Choose someone who is emotionally available, and it's okay to walk away even when you love the person. It's okay. Love is not the only reason to stay. If there is a disrespect, instability, dishonest, or harm, walk away. Walking away is a wisdom, not failure. Love them, but love you more. Healthy love feels like peace with purpose. The best love doesn't just excite you, it's strengthened by God, it's strengthened by you. It brings clarity, stability, teamwork, laughter, a prayer. A good husband will remind you to pray, a good wife will remind you to pray. Healing and growth, it doesn't erase problems, but it gives you safety to face them. Choose the love that feels like a home, not like a war. He lied about small things, they will lie about big things. She lied about small things, she will lie about the small things, big things. Small lies that reveal comfort with deception. It means when pressure comes, truth won't be their default. don't ignore little dishonest. Your standards add too much so that you know. And if someone, they say, like myself, I share with you that I was told that because I have a relationship with God to choose between my relationship with God, and I didn't have option for me to choose, because I know in my heart that I survived because of God, and the people that I thought they loved me, they were not there for me, so I couldn't choose. So don't let anyone, no one has to make you choose, whether Christian or Christianity. Even someone, when they say choose between me or your parents, they shouldn't have to do that. If I'm not getting along with my man's parents, why should I ask him to choose? That will be a difficult decision. The only thing I have to do is go to God and pray to God to enter their hearts and to show them that I'm not there to take their son. I'm just there to love everybody. And all these things that I can do, but we don't have authority to ask people to choose between this and that. For me, that's what I had to face. And when you are gifted like me, you don't get, when God gives you a gift as a child, you don't get to decide to opt out. God can kill you himself. He can kill you. He can kill you. So when you are gifted, what God expects is for you to take action, use that gift and help people. So for me, it was like, how do I move forward now with my gift? Because the most thing that I was struggling with is who I am as a person. You know, there are some people that can tell you that this is your gift, but there are some gift that you look at them, you're like, this is too heavy for me. Some people may say, like, if I wasn't a billionaire and tomorrow I end up being a billionaire, some people might go and splash it out. But for me, maybe I will just go and sleep for maybe the whole day. Not like, yeah, celebrating God. So all those things is the things that they affect. For me, I was coming to terms of who I am. I just wished I could be normal like everybody else, but I knew I wasn't. I had to come to terms that I wasn't a normal child. And coming to terms that I wasn't a normal child like everybody else, and then someone tells me to choose. So that was too much. And for me, it was very clear that I didn't have to choose. If I'm gifted, as someone, a child who is gifted, I use that gift to heal, to travel around the world and heal people. But that's not my decision. Like right now, I'm waiting for God to come back and say, Nomsa, you are ready. It's time to go. It's time to go and heal my people. So all those things, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not waiting for somebody to tell me that, Nomsa, you're not good enough. I'm not looking for that in anyone or any man. I'm just looking for people that guide me through life, because sometimes those things can be heavy. It can be heavy. So knowing yourself is important. And when you meet people, don't try to fit in, because for me, it was me knowing who I am. It was me trying to understand who I am as a person. And when you try to understand, sometimes when you understand who you are, you accept who you are. You don't have to shrink now. You try to fit in so people can like you. I was no longer that. I was like, okay, I don't have to talk about my gift, but if you like me, you like me for who I am. So I completely stepped back when someone was saying, I don't think that for me, because people assume. So I don't think that you loving Jesus, loving God is too much for me. So I was like, okay, but the beginning wasn't too much. So I had to allow that person to go in my heart. Was it easy? To choose, it wasn't easy. But then now is me, but that helps me now to understand that no one will ever understand what I'm going through. So whenever I need a cup of coffee, whenever I need something, I'm going to have to go to my mommy. I'm going to have to go to God because he will understand the things that what he chosen me to be. He will understand that. And he chose me to be that person, to give me that gift, because he knew that I would carry his gift, I would act on his best interest. So for those reasons, guys, I share this with you, that stop worrying about what people think. Stop trying to fit in with your husband. Stop trying to go and buy, get your boobies. It's cold. When you meet girls, you find them closer out because the legs, a man has to see me, the legs. The legs are out. The boobies are out. The bloodline iniquity is speaking. It's speaking. Imagine if you have no idea your foundation, your ancestors, the foundation in your ancestors, if you don't know, do you take your boobies out? Keep your boobies out, the legs out, the good guys are going to see me. The bloodline iniquity says, no, you have not dealt with me. And then that, when man rejects you, it ends up being like you're not enough because the bloodline iniquity is speaking against you. Those are the things that I had to learn hard. When the guy was saying, I don't want to be with you, so just to add a little bit salt, it wasn't him speaking. It was Satan saying to me, if you accept what God has for you, I have obligation with that. I will take something that you love. It's my spouse. But my spouse, he hasn't got knowledge. So I couldn't explain. So I had to walk away and pray. Pray to God is speaking using my bloodline iniquity. No one goes that far to your bloodline. No one fasted this much to your bloodline. No one got to this spiritual level to your bloodline. We'll see how far you can go. So guys, everything is spiritual mind. You got to have a spiritual intelligence. When you go out with that guy, you're no longer writing, ticking. You're no longer, the voice of God is there. If it's a lie, God will expose the lie. By exposing the lie, it means that person will say something for you to see that they are not who they say they are. Or God will expose the woman, will expose the man that you are dating for you to see the truth. May God bless you. If you're watching me from any part of social media, please do follow us on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Be part of the family. And also, please do follow us on social media. I'm not sure. I'm having problems to do live on Twitter. So I need to check, see if I can put this recording on Twitter. I've been having problems. Apparently, they have problems to do live on Twitter on this stream. So I need to see what I need to do for you guys to be able to see my live on Twitter. May God bless you. If you are not following me on my social media, on Facebook, we have two groups, Unique Billionaire Mindset and Ngozi Talk Shows. Please do join the groups, those two groups, and be part of Ngozi Talk Shows family. And if you are not following me on my personal page, guys, my personal page, I share my dance videos. Is just to show people that happiness is found within. when the happiness is found within you, you don't have to. Sometimes when I'm dancing on some of those videos, I feel sad, but when I dance, I bring happiness to my life. I connect with God. It's just to show that you can be who you want to be. So that character for me is not something that is put, is made up, is real. I don't edit my video for one reason. I'm trying to motivate people that are mostly in Africa, because I come from Africa. If I had seen in Africa, living in Africa, and see someone putting those videos, I would have hope that whatever I need to do, it doesn't have to be perfect. So I don't edit my dance videos. I just put them out there for people to really rise. The idea is for you to stop making excuses and get up and do things, because people make excuses. I can't do this because I don't have that. I can't do this. So get up and do things, rise and do things.